Calls for DNC Chairwoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz to resign are at an all-time high, as some Democrats claim that her feud with presidential candidate Bernie Sanders is so divisive that she can't unify the party and doesn't even want to. And now she has a new opponent in the primary for her congressional seat in Florida. His name is Tim Canova. He's gained the backing of Bernie Sanders, among many others. And he joins us now this morning. Tim, it's great to see you. Thanks a lot for coming on.
Thank you, Tucker.
So you're a Democrat in good standing, a progressive. Why is Debbie Wasserman Schultz the wrong person to represent your district? What's wrong with her?
Well, she's been representing other interests rather than those of her constituents. I'm sure the full-time responsibilities of being a DNC chair takes her out of the district a lot, but in addition, she's been taking an awful lot of special interest money, a lot of corporate money, and voting along their lines, and certainly not in the interests of her own constituents. And that's on issue after issue. I first got involved because of her vote to fast-track the Trans-Pacific Partnership, but she's been cozy with payday lenders. She's been ignoring the jobs crisis here in her district, and we really need a full-time representative who's going to look out for real people and not just corporate interests. It
sounds like this primary race you're running is in some sense a proxy for the larger race going on the Democratic side, the Democratic primary. You've been endorsed by Bernie Sanders very publicly, in effect. It seems like she's put her thumb on the scale for Hillary Clinton as the chairwoman of the DNC. Is that part of the reason people are mad at Schultz, because she's not a fair arbiter in this race?
Well, yes, I do think so. And she does seem to try to fix things. You take a look at the superdelegates, and an awful lot of things have gotten attention, right? The lack of debates that she scheduled. But when you take a look at the superdelegates and what she's done at the DNC, I first started calling for her to resign as chair of the DNC when I learned that she had overturned the 2008 ban on corporate lobbyist donations to the Democratic National Committee. And since then, we learned that something like 60 to 70 of the superdelegates are actually corporate lobbyists. So that really seems to be a fix and very contrary to the will of the voters. And we see the same thing happening here in our district. Just last week, one of her labor friends named Dan Reynolds engineered an endorsement from the Central Labor Council, which violated the Central Labor Council's own constitution. They're supposed to have a screening for any endorsements. They never had a screening, never gave notice. And, you know, again, it violates their constitution, and it disenfranchises the rank and file of labor. And now we learn that Dan Reynolds is a host of a $5,000 a bagel breakfast that for Wasserman Schultz next week, which will include superdelegates.
It sounds to me like, for all the attention we've paid to the Republican race, there's a revolution going on the Democratic side, where the anti-corporate wing, which you seem to represent, seems to be gaining a lot of steam. Do you see it that way? Do you see this in larger terms?
Well, I do, and it's not just the Democratic side, of course. You see the rise of Donald Trump, not just the rise of Bernie Sanders. There's a lot of disaffection in this country for political insiders and incumbents. It's been building for years. You know, the incumbents entrench themselves. These are usually safe congressional seats. When you take a look at the congressional map, 90% of the seats are very safe because of gerrymandering.
That's for sure.
And if you don't have primary challenges, you really don't have much of a democracy.
Tim Canova, it was great to see you this morning. Thanks a lot for taking the time to come on. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.